the Black Feather Intuitive, and welcome to Divinely Decked, where I do tarot and oracle reviews done Stacy style as part of my Black Feather Couture Divining a VIP Life series. So excited to have you guys here, and let's get to it. Today, we are reviewing a deck that I have had for a really long time. I don't know how old it is. I'm sure I can, find it in there. It's probably like 2018, maybe 2019. And it's an Angel Inspiration deck by Kim Dreyer. And let me just start off, first of all, by saying that as much as I am an angel person and I love angel cards and angel decks and angels, period, end of story, I have yet to find an angel deck that I want to say really fully calls to me and speaks to my heart and my soul. I'm always on the search for that. And this particular deck came to me when I was looking for specific angel decks as part of a series that I was doing in 2021. I think I started that series, 2022. And I have just really enjoyed this deck. I have a lot of angel decks that I, quite frankly, am kind of like, meh, about. I'll use them. But they're not like my favorite in terms of imagery. And this one surprised me. So it's in one of these, sort of cigarette boxes, which I'm not always a fan of that, quite frankly. It's a US Games system. But this is actually a sturdier sort of cigarette style box than most. And this is interesting because it comes with a list of concepts of the archangels and, sort of what they embody, the qualities that they embody and they help us out with. It gives you a card number. To be honest, I've never used this, but it's kind of a cool idea that they've, gone ahead and given us that without putting it in the book. There is a book that this comes with, Angel Inspiration Deck. As you can see, the book has a little bit of wear and tear. It's not like super high quality, but it's, good enough. It gives you, the how-to, what inspired the deck. It's kind of that almost newspaper-ish feeling to the paper. It's all black and white. And what's really cool about it is, like here, for example, Archangel Zadkiel, you get the keywords, the meaning of Zadkiel's name. You get the message here. Then you see that Zadkiel asks you a question and things that you can tell yourself around the card. So, it's kind of an interesting approach. They have some spreads back here if you want to do that, learn about the artist. Let's kind of take a look at the cards. So they are an oracle size, so bigger than a tarot style. They are that Universal Games traditional cardstock. So not the best, but not the worst. I love that it's not super shiny. It is a matte finish. And I think that is really cool. It's reversible if you happen to read reversals, although with an oracle deck, I don't know how much you would need to do that. And let's just sort of take a look here. We have Archangel Raguel, and he in this deck is represented with a lot of these blue colored energies. Raguel for me is the Archangel of Justice, dealing with a lot of issues and matters regarding justice and law enforcement, legal matters, things of that nature, fairness. And so he's represented with blue. Here we have compassion. So this isn't a specific archangel. This is a quality that an angel embodies. So we have compassion, one angel hugging another. Here we have cooperate. And I love this. We have the world and these two beautiful depictions. And maybe it's a mirror image, maybe it's twin angels, but they are creating their energy and placing that star energy over the earth. So it's what cooperation can do for us. Step into the light. Just a gorgeous image here. Coming from, I want to say, either the ocean or a ground with some interesting rocks rising up out of that. There's mountains in the background. Of course, we have this beautiful portal that we're being called into, and there's a peace stub that's leading the way. So stepping into the light. Here's Archangel Zadkiel, speaking of, represented in the purple here. Zadkiel is the Archangel of forgiveness for me, dealing with energies of forgiveness. He's working with his energy here. Seek enlightenment, beautiful colors and imagery here. Enlightenment comes from the soul, from the heart, from the head, from source, as above, so below. Here's the card of forgiveness, and we have a beautiful depiction of an angel conjuring the situation that she really wants to have, wants to experience. Here we have harmony. And when I look at this particular depiction, I hear music. I'm a musician, so like that doesn't, in essence, that's not like I want to say like a psychic thing. That's just kind of how I'm wired. But when I look at this card in particular, I hear music. I hear the harmony. I hear the frequency that comes from the card. Check your emotions. Always liking these messages as well. They're not harsh, but they're direct. It's the angel saying to you, hey, now is time to check in with your emotions. What are your emotions leading you into? Is it, emotions are neither true or false. They simply are. Beautiful imagery of hope. It's like she's surrounded in a heart, but it's her own wings, and her heart is lit up in the process. Face your challenges. Okay, another direct message. Hey, it's time to face your challenges. Don't bury your head in the sand. Be direct in what's going on. We've got you. Archangel Raphael, the archangel of healing, looking over planet Earth here and saying, I'm gonna share my energy. I'm gonna share my healing energy and wisdom with the world. Archangel Uriel, the archangel of truth. Lots of fire energy connected with Uriel, and I love that it's depicted here in the colors that are being used. Withdraw. Again, a very clear message. Time to withdraw. Take some time out so that you're not feeling so stressed. Seek within. Beautiful. Holding the cape. The cloak, right? The cloak of invisibility. When you open the cloak of invisibility, there's so much more to see. So seek within. I love that. Nurture your dreams. Again, another clear message from your angels. Now is the time to nurture your dreams. Don't wait. This is an action invitation. Be content. You're feeling restless. You want more. You want it now. You want it yesterday. The message is be content, be positive and in the moment, be present with what is, because that too will change. Honor life's cycles. So showing cycles, showing a transformational butterfly here in spirit, lots of light energy. The life cycles are supported by source. Be free. Loving this. And they're freeing themselves from the bonds of earthly energy. They're going back into the home they know. And I feel like this is almost like an invitation for like have an out-of-body experience. Like give yourself permission to be free of the limitations that humanity, this life in a physical body can, sort of create or present. And you're doing it just for a particular period of time to remind you of that home frequency. Be free so that you can then remember it and bring it into the now, bring it into the body. Sometimes we just need a little reminder. Faith, beautiful, just sitting pleasantly. There are the beautiful birds in the background. Like she has faith that the sun's going to rise and it'll set when it's supposed to set. It'll rise when it's supposed to rise. The birds are going to fly. She's just kind of chilling like a villain. Let go, release. What I've been trying to hang on to for so long. I'm killing the very thing that I'm trying to preserve. So let it go. And if it's meant to be, it'll come back to me without me having to control it. And it's not that you're letting it go and you're going to use your knife to kill it. It's more releasing the cords within you. I want to say it's releasing the codependency cords. It's releasing those cords of dysfunction that give you the impression that you have to control everything in your dynamic in order to feel comfortable and confident in what is transpiring. Very powerful, inspiring message and inspiring image. Silence your thoughts. So we've got an angel with her eyes closed. Yes. Going within and doing meditation rather than rumination. Cherish innocence. Beautiful. We've got a little fairy angel coming out of the light, out of the flame, and speaking to the inner child within us. Cherish the innocence. Be discerning. I love this. Paying attention to what you're creating, paying attention to your thoughts, paying attention to the people that you are investing your time and your energy in. paying attention to the people that you are spending time with, because all of that matters to your internal peace. Friendship. So this is interesting because we see a mirror, and I feel like the message is, if you can't love yourself, how can you love another, or how can you teach another how you wish to be loved? This is about falling in love with self first, having friendship with self first, liking yourself, and then the rest comes. Speak from the heart. Yeah, don't hold back. Speak from the heart space. This reminds me very much of Archangel Michael. Speaking your truth from that heart-centered space. Be accommodating. So clear message. Okay, in this situation that you're dealing with, maybe it's better to be a little more accommodating than to be rigid. You don't have to be accommodating all the time, but in this particular case, the message is to be accommodating. Gratitude. Where are you at in your attitude of gratitude? Are your arms open wide, looking out to source and saying, thank you for my life. Thank you for the breath in my lungs. Thank you for, my feet and my hands and my body that gets me to the things that I'm, experiencing in this lifetime. Archangel Gabrielle, beautiful energy here, represented with the white, the purity, communication. She's very much that swords energy. Creativity comes from her. Motherhood is connected to her. 23, greet the dawn. Loving this. This is like, okay, new day, new time, new changes. Get out of your old ways. Greet the dawn. Greet what new is here to help you with your journey and your path. Archangel Chamuel, the archangel of peace and love. Need I say more? I mean, that screams it, right? Universal heart. I always like to say with this one, it's like, yes, we can ground to Mother Earth, but sometimes what we really need is centering. And yes, we can center into our own hearts and our own souls. And sometimes we need to center into the heart of the universe. And that, I feel, is what this card really represents. Grounding or centering into the heart of the universe. Archangel Jophiel, the archangel of perspective. This is a gorgeous card, and she's looking at the perspective. And what's interesting is these all look like, they're butterflies, but sometimes from the side, they almost look like fish. So it's almost like she's underwater, but like in a magical world of underwater. But then when you see the butterfly, you're like, okay, she is shifting the perspective. And these are butterflies that aren't, I want to say, traditional, normal, soft looking. They're almost spiny like. So change your perspective, shift your perspective on what you see is beautiful. We're all transforming in our own ways. Love, 33. I'm a numbers girl, so I always pay attention to the numbers too. Kindness, she's holding a puppy. Love it. Yes, we need to be kind to all of our little creatures that we share this planet with. Happiness. Yes, she doesn't have like a huge smile on her face. She has awe and wonder. She has joy on her face. She's looking up into the light, knowing where the light comes from and knowing that she is a part of it, that she can embrace and embody it. Courage. Beautiful card here. Yeah, her eyes are closed because she's having to kind of really go within to gain that courage, to gain that wisdom and energy. But she's also in a forward movement space. She's not pulling back. She's in forward momentum. So there's movement already happening here. It's a 40, which is a 4, which is the manifestation, the establishing a foundation. And sometimes it takes courage to do that. Be strong. Loving this. Balance. Finding your own balance brings strength to you. Also, the mountain in the background is that strong strength energy. Archangel Michael. Interesting. He's often depicted as blue, but in this particular card, he's more the orange, the the sacral chakra. So I want to say the sexuality, sensuality, creative expression and flow, the ocean of our emotion, finding protection in the wisdom of our feelings and emotions. They're not true. They're not truth, but they can provide wisdom. Generosity, loving this. It's like he's pouring his love and his energy into the stream, and we will all benefit from the stream. Embrace change. Absolutely beautiful. And we are seeing the cycles of the moon. That is the change. We go through changes. Well, we're a different person every second of every day. But if we think of the moon cycle, it's every 28 days. We go through a shift. And every 3-ish of those 28 days within that cycle, we're shifting. We're focusing on something new. We're learning and expanding and growing. Be tolerant. The tree is always so tolerant to what we are doing. So embody and embrace the tree. Be tolerant of the storms. The storms serve a purpose too. Trust the flow. I love this. I love that the world is below her and she is swirling up. So there's that ascension energy. Trust in the flow of the ascension that you are, the path that you are on, the ascension that you are seeking, and also that you are becoming. And finally, show justice. I like this. Show justice. Where can you be discerning? Where can you be emotionally detached and lean in the way an archangel would lean in to say, this is what is fair and just. This is what is balanced. Show that in your actions. Show that in your path. And yes, there's the black and white. There are the extremes. But notice in this card, it's not stark extremes. There's a lot of gray in this as well. And I feel like showing justice exemplifies the journey of learning to live in the gray. Not everything is so black and white. So in true Stacy style and fashion, we are now going to pull a card for anyone who is interested in working with this deck, how this deck will be working with you. Oh, beautiful. Generosity. This deck is going to bring you a lot of generous guidance and information. Also, I feel a lot of healing is coming through. This card puts me in mind of Archangel Raphael, pouring his love, his healing balm into the messages, into the words, generosity of spirit, generosity of heart, generosity of guidance and wisdom and knowledge. Wow. So if you are working with this deck, it is a generous deck and it's going to give you a lot in terms of wisdom, guidance, knowledge, support, comfort, clarity, generosity in all those areas. Wow. So cool. All right, guys, that is our Angel Inspiration deck from Kim Dreyer. If you are, an angel lover, an angel aficionado, I really love the depiction of these cards. The messages are good. They're simple, easy to read, but the cards really help me from an intuitive perspective to tap in and get those clear, direct messages and to get that support from source through beautiful imagery. All right, guys, that is our review for today. Always sending you guys so much love. I can't wait to see you on the flip side and transform well. That's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was great to connect with you guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment for more content like this. And feel free to follow me on Blue Sky for even more content every single day. Can't wait to see you guys next week for another installment of Black Feather Couture, Divining the VIP Life.